Hi everyone, I had 3 Elliott wave scenarios on the local low time frame, but now I only have 1 remaining, and I will definitely show you which one that is, as well as my idea of what might happen next. But as always, I like to start on the higher time frame, and as you can see, I still have the A, B, C on the chart, and I also now put the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the chart. And the reason for that is wave C, the most common target is this white box over here in between the 1.618 Fibonacci as well as the 1.618 extension. A rare target for the wave C is the 1.38, but we didn't even hit the 1.38 yet. Can we still hit it? Is wave 5 not finished yet? Maybe, but as far as it looks now, wave 5 over here, this final stretch, is very much finished. Now, the main rule of a wave C is that wave C should at least take the high of wave A, and that is something it has done, actually twice. But as you can see, this is wave A, the high of wave A, and wave C over here, it did take the high. So is wave C valid? Yes, it is valid. However, the chances and the probabilities for potentially this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 do increase because we didn't reach a common target for wave C and we didn't even reach the rare target. However, wave C is still very much alive because we did take wave A. It's just that the probabilities between the two scenarios are changing and are like rebalancing. So we can still move to the downside and take this low. However, the probabilities of this maybe being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 did increase a little bit by the fact that we didn't reach the rare target for a wave C or even the common target for a wave C. Now let's jump into the local time frame while I'll remove this from my chart over here. And let's go through the scenarios. First, the two scenarios that are invalidated. And I want to start with the ending diagonal count that I had. So if I go to the 1 hour time frame, you can see that the green count, because it is always important to know where we are with the different counts, the green count is the count all the way from the low, which is the big impulse, like the multi-week impulse that we had now. So we have wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then over here the final stretch is counted in blue, which is then wave 5. And wave 5 has a valid target, like where wave 5 ended, if this is indeed the end of wave 5, and as far as it stands now it is, this is absolutely a valid target for wave 5. It fits all the requirements for a wave 5, besides the fact, and actually something I really like, so there's of course multiple ways to get to a wave 5 target, and one of these is what I showed in the last video, which is that wave 5 also tends to finish in between these two fibs, which actually happened. But what I explained a while back as well is that the channel is always a pretty good indication, and also following Elliott wave rules is a very handy tool to find the high of wave 5. Of course it can go above the channel, but actually the channel in general for wave 5 is very well respected, and the channel is pulled from the low of wave 2 to the low of wave 4 to the high of wave 1. And then based on these points, the channel or the wave 5 top tends to be at the channel high. And as you can see on, when I zoom in, oops, there we go, and also on the lower time frames, wave 5 did indeed end at the channel high. If this is, and that's as far as it stands now, the high of wave 5. So that's actually very interesting and something I do like to highlight. Channels in Elliott waves are very important, and this is proof of that, especially with the motive waves, the impulsive waves. So we did have the, let me remove the channel by the way for the clutter. So we did here have a ending diagonal type of move that I was looking for. So we get then something like this. Oops, that's not a very straight line, but you know what I mean. Some sort of an ending diagonal maybe in a wave 5 to extend it in the time compared to wave 1. But now that we took the low of this wave 2, and I think very likely take this one somewhere in the future, this is invalidated. So what we do is we simply click on bump and it's gone. Now the second count that we had is not that one, it's actually this one. Yeah, so on the local time frame. So with wave 5 ending, and actually let me because I just removed it, so over here is wave 5, just just for to know where wave 5 ended, right? Just so that we have it on the chart over there. Now, if this is the end of wave 5, we had quite an impulsive move to the downside. However, this cannot be a wave 1 because this wick over here took the high and the starting point of this move down. It basically took the high of wave 5, which means that this is either a wave B high or a wave X. So then this is some sort of a 3-wave move structure, very likely to be a zigzag because it's so steep. So we have 3 waves in here, then 3 waves in here, followed by a wave down. And interestingly, this can be A, B, C, and then C might be this 3-wave structure, or the high, and that's where I have it now. B and X are above this wick. So then we have a 3-wave, a 3-wave, followed by a 5-wave move down. Now what I actually explained earlier today, which was the previous video, is that potentially we had a leading diagonal setup, and then the leading diagonal setup being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then possibly getting some sort of a move to the upside. Now clearly, as you can see, that didn't happen and we actually just fell down. So therefore this scenario being a leading diagonal is also kind of invalidated. One could like stretch it, you know, like make it fit, basically this being a 1, then a 2, then a 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe this being a 5, because this low did take the low of the wick on Coinbase, but not on Bybit, and I don't like it, especially Elliott wave wise, if the charts are not similar to one another. But then you could say this is a 1, 2, and then a 3, 4, 5 before more upside possible. But yeah, this scenario, especially with the move up and then falling down like this, is not something I really enjoy. Really, it's not preferred. Potentially still alternative, but for now I do like to remove this count as well. And that means that for now we only have one count remaining, and that is the 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 count. So we have still wave 5 over here, right? Then we have some sort of a 3-wave, like an A, B, C, and then this C is indeed a 5-wave structure. And then look at the green ones. So the blue and the white count is an internal count, like smaller degree. But one should mainly, let me actually remove that so it's clear. Like, you know, we don't want to confuse anyone. So then we have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is currently my preferred scenario. Basically, finding more downside is my preferred scenario, and it also would fit my targets. So if I open, and is it this one? Yeah. If I open my target boxes that I always do with like naked point of controls and dailies and weeklies and whatnot, other areas besides Elliott waves that are interesting, this would really be a nice target. Also because the 1.236 and the 1.38 is a very good wave C target. As I mentioned before, wave C has different targets, but very often this one is also very nice respected, very nicely respected, and it has confluence with one of my target boxes. Now, of course, price might just burst through. You know, it depends on how price is going to approach this area, but it is at least an area of interest for me that if price comes down here and somehow we find some support, it might actually bounce back to the upside. So I'm definitely looking for that. Also, the fact that this is a sharp move down, then some sort of a 3-wave move up, and then another move down, I will be looking for this low to be taken. It's something we haven't done yet. The low has not yet been taken, but it's definitely something I'm looking out for. So for now, I'm looking for an impulsive wave to the downside. And so far, also if we look at the volume, because I've been keeping an eye on the volume as well, you can see that while the move is going down, volume is actually very high. The highest amount of volume was in the latest drop as well. So it's quite interesting to see how this is developing. And if I then add the lower time frame counts of the 1, 2, 1, 2, there we go. You can see that basically this can be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the 1. Then we have 2, and then eventually we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then inside this blue count, the 3rd wave the third wave can again be counted maybe with a 1, 2, and then eventually 3, 4, 5, wherever that goes. It's just basically going down. Can we get a bounce? Yes, because in the end, this is either an A, B, C, and then a C is a 5-wave structure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But of course, I also still have this as a W, X, Y, and a Y means that it is a 3-wave structure. So both options are still very much alive, this being either a 5-wave structure down or maybe a 3-wave structure down, but whatever it is, basically it looks like the scenarios, at least that I have, all point to taking at least this low, finding more downside, and preferably going into this region and finding support. And what I think would be absolutely brilliant is the following. So when I look at the price action over here and the fact that it's not like too impulsive to the downside, it's not like this was a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What I think, based on the past as well, and I'll show you, what I think would be really, really interesting is if this is going to be a 3-wave structure to the downside, like an A, B, C, or whatever it is, and then find support either here or maybe down, it doesn't really matter, but at least find some support. And then this being an A, and then the B wave is going to take the highs, faking everyone into a new potential impulsive wave to the downside before then actually crashing down. So then you have an A, a B, and then a C, and then the C will be sharp and fast to the downside. And of course, trading in general is a little bit, you know, that you always have like the numbers, the 90% that lose and the 10% that gain and all that stuff. But I think this will bait a lot of people into buying and then crashing. Now, of course, this is still very far-fetched. It's pretty far into the future. I mean, look at this. This is not even finished. So, hey, you know, what am I talking about? But it is a scenario that I have in my mind. This being a 3-wave structure followed by a wave B, which then would be another 3-wave structure, followed then by a very impulsive wave 5 to the downside. And the reason I had to think of this is actually because a move that happened in the past. So let me actually remove my target boxes for clarity purposes and then show you why I thought of it, because it was in the past, it was right. I've got to go down. Hopefully I can make it with the 2. Yeah. So there we go. It's, of course, it's a little bit different, but it had to do with with what you see over here. So what you're seeing now is, well, it's back from 2021, but we basically had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This was the top of 5, but then you can see that this was a 1, 2, 3 in a WXY. Then we had another 3-wave. Let me zoom in actually. I mean, I can easily zoom in. So there we go. Then we had a WXY. Then we had another like an ABC. This was a zigzag. So this was a 5-wave move. And then, so 5-wave move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, followed by a correction, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this was another 3-wave move before a massive C to the downside. Like in no time it went down so quick. So this is very interesting. It's something, you know, many people baiting many people here, buying, making a new low, people thinking, you know, it goes to the moon before eventually everything turns around and it crashes down, ranges a little bit before further downside. So this is something that I have in mind. It is definitely not confirmed by any means. It's still, of course, very far in the future, but it's just one of those scenarios that, based on history, I do have in my mind. And I do think the more experience that you get in the market, the more memories you get, and also the easier it becomes to be like, hey, this might turn into a certain scenario that I have experienced in the past. And this might actually be, in my opinion, a quite interesting scenario. The fact that this is a 3-wave structure makes me think that if this 3-wave structure is finished, we then get another 3-wave structure before maybe a 5-wave or a 3-wave down. Who knows? That is yet to be seen. But hey, this is at least what I wanted to say. in this video. So I removed 2 of my potential ideas, 2 of my counts. I only have 1 count remaining, which is the 1 2 1 2, basically the impulsive one down. It's actually not completely true, because now I have basically 2 preferred counts. I have this as a wave C going down, being a 5-wave move structure, but of course my other option is that this is going to be a 3-wave move down, and hopefully maybe finding support here, maybe further down, doesn't really matter, but at least these are the areas that I'm looking at. So that being said, thank you for watching this video. And before you go, by the way, I noticed some people writing me that I didn't get a notification from the video that I previously uploaded before this one earlier today. And that is because apparently I uploaded too many videos in a 24-hour period. If you upload 3 videos in a 24-hour period, you get a notification, but I was a little bit too early with my second video of today, Amsterdam time, and therefore you didn't get a notification because it was the 4th video. So each day from now on, I will try to upload at 7 a.m. in the morning, 1 p.m., and then 7 p.m. Which, well, it's already past 7 p.m. Central East European time, CET, that's my time. So I really have to fit that structure tomorrow, or try to stick to the times tomorrow. But 7 a.m. in the morning, 1 p.m., and then 7 p.m. CET. That's going to be the times around those times I will be planning to post my videos, so that you guys get the notifications as well and be updated with everything that happens on the charts, at least from my perspective. That being said, thanks for watching this video, and have a great morning, a great afternoon, or a great evening or night from wherever you are in the world. Bye bye.